Now, moving on to another interesting story. Tatiana Karanja, famous Instagrammer, popular blogger, and she also has an amazing photographic eye. Like, she's actually won awards for her photography. She is the advocate of mothers on social media, especially considering her situation. She's had 3 children by the same man, but every so often he just dips and she's left on her own to fend for herself. Then he comes back again and then she gets pregnant again. So it's been a recurring story or a recurring theme with this guy. I'm just saying, it is just her story. She tells it to us all the time. And we listen. Now, that's not it.
I hate to
Now,
laugh.
I'm just going to talk about the reality that is Tatiana Karanja. Even before Tatiana Karanja was Tatiana Karanja, when she still just had Olive, I was an avid follower of this woman. She and Sharon Mundia were those guys who were actually people you would go to on Instagram and listen to their stories, and you would actually relate and you could understand how the world works and stuff like that. But the thing that also has been recurring in Tatiana's life is that she has really struggled with children in terms of postpartum tantrums, postpartum rage, postpartum depression. She's gone in and out of it. She's happy one minute, sad another, and you can really tell that she's struggling, especially whenever the man leaves and then she's left to take care of the children on her own. In that case, for example, now. She has a third baby she just got recently who goes by the name of Nova. And Nova is so cute. Like, have you seen that picture of her with her 3 baby girls? It is, look at that. Nova is the smallest one over there. The one on the right is Olive and the other one is Marley. All those are her 3 beautiful children, and the lady in the background is obviously Tatiana Karanja, the photographer I am talking about. So she's been talking about her postpartum rage and how she's been dealing with it. So according to her, the story that she reiterates, she says this. She's had 3 children. With Olive was just Olive. It was her first child. So basically, she had Olive with her all the time, as in she would not even let go of Olive. And this is 100% true because as a follower, you would see Olive constantly with her all the time. Stories. Yani, she had Olive on her side constantly for the most part of the baby's life in the beginning. And then came Marley, and she says with Marley I was a bit more relaxed, but she was able to still be with me all the time because I had 2 hands and I was able to manage 2 babies quite well. So it's true. You see Marley, they're always taking cute pictures. They're always doing the cutest things on social media. Please follow her in case you haven't followed her. And then finally she says, this time round with 3 babies, the juggle is real. And I found it so lovely that Nova, who is the youngest baby, is able to soothe herself, which leaves me a bit more free time to take care of my other children when when that is needed at home or at work. I swear it's God's way of giving me a little breather. She continues to say that self-soothing is important and it's a lifelong skill for both adults and babies that can help with sleeping and managing emotions, building healthy relationships, and so much more. And she says, personally, I love the fact that Nova self-suits because with 3 children, I struggle to juggle them all. And it means that Nova is able to keep herself comfortable while I am watching the other 2. It also helps me at night because she can put herself to sleep easily and actually anytime she wants to take a nap as well, or just keep herself busy and comfortable when I am not able to tend to her. And honestly, y'all, how cute is she? 100% Nova is so cute. It hurts. All her babies are cute. I love her babies. I love Olive. They're such characters. I love Marley. They're just hilarious in their own way. They're so creative. Like, we've seen them grow. This is like our family on the internet. You know, you've seen these babies grow. You know when they wake up what they like to eat. You know their characters. You've seen them in their cute little clothes, running around, playing around. It's cute. We've grown up with Olive and Marley, and now we're about to grow up with Nova as well. And I completely understand what she means because I've seen my niece, Turi just met her. Her name is Tahani. She was a problem child from the beginning. Like, this kid has gone through it all. She was born a preemie baby. So we had all those issues of trying to sort her out. She was underweight at some point. Tahani has just been a child of problems. Yeah, problems. And now she's grown up. She's still really skinny for her age. She's really small for her age, but we still love her. And the funny thing is she's learned how to manipulate us. Like, we are puppets in her hands. Anafanyanga tu hivi, ra, anajua Auntie Faye will sort this out. Ra, mom will do this. Ra, my dad will do this. She is just so manipulative because of all the attention that she gets. She lives with her grandparents, so she's constantly getting attention from them. Her mom is there, she's constantly giving her attention. Anytime she wants to talk to me or find me, or basically she's like, when are you coming? I show up for her. She has all the attention in the world. So sometimes she can act out simply because there's no consequences. For her, there are no consequences. But she cannot sleep without her mom. And that kills me because the mom is always just exhausted. Just exhausted. She just wants a minute. Please just take this child away. I just want a minute to breathe. And you can see her struggling a lot with it because it's like she loves the kid, but sometimes she just needs like 2 minutes away. Just give me 2 minutes. I just want to be away from you for a minute. Please deal with other people. I'll come back to you. She cannot sleep without her. There was a time we had her on the phone for nearly all night because every time she would close her eyes and doze off for a second and would wake up, she would start screaming, asking for her mom. And I would have to now constantly go to her mom and call her. And you can imagine, the mom is in Gilgil, I'm all the way to Lavington, she's stuck, they have car trouble, how is she supposed to come to Nairobi? Do you know she ended up having to take a bus in the middle of the night in order for her to come to the house? The trauma that is. So self-soothing is one of those things that I feel like is quite important for moms in general. Forget the kids. The kids will grow up, they'll figure it out. But for the mom, you just want to know that this child will be okay without me. The panic of not being away from this child is not that bad. Just that, I think.
First of all, I was a baby who had a baby. Like this.
It's a lot.
I was a baby who had a baby. And, you know, like people my age are living their best lives. And I felt somewhat left out by everything that was going on around me. But at the same time, I also want to be a good mom to my child. But at some point, I'm like, you know what? You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. Because I didn't come here to suffer. And like very early on, I had to establish the fact that I was not co-sleeping. And I made it very clear, even like before this child was born, I made it very clear I will not be co-sleeping with this child. Because I have seen people who are always talking about how at Sijui their child rolls over and starts breastfeeding. I'm like, that's the ghetto. What
like
you
you're
mean?
a milk bar.
What you mean? I have heard stories about at Sijui, my child in the middle of the night will like roll over and find the whatever on their own, open my dress on their own and breastfeed. I'm like, no, I really cannot do that. So like very early on, I had to establish, I breastfeed you, I feed you, you're good, and then I put you to bed. And then you figure out how you're going to sleep, okay? But, you know, it used to be very heartbreaking, especially when you're sleep training, those first days. It is very heartbreaking to hear your child crying and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's somewhat cruel to leave your child to cry until they soothe themselves to sleep. But there, you know, there are tactics and methods to do it in a positive way so that they don't end up being a serial killer. These are the things I think about. Like, if I leave him to cry alone, will he become a serial killer because his mother left him crying in the dark? Like, so that's just the things that go through moms' minds when they're trying to figure out what to do with their kids, what's good, what's working, what's not. So when you see a mom out there saying, hold this child for 5 minutes, I'm coming back, just hold the child, okay? Don't do that, okay? We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, more on the show.